Hey everybody, this is True Disciple bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary. I am back after, I want to say, a 1-month hiatus where I've been playing a little bit too much Cataclysm. But let's put that aside. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about some StarCraft. And I had this game sent to me recently, and basically the reason I'm back and casting again is, well, because I love StarCraft 2. But mainly I had a friend of mine poke me at work today who is a StarCraft 2 fan as well. He knows that I do casting, and he checking out my games, and he said, you know, what happened? Where'd you go? I sent you some, and I said, well, you know, I don't have any good games to cast, and I haven't been looking for them, and I've been playing Cataclysm. And so he sent me a couple of matches, and actually he'd sent them prior to talking to me. I just hadn't checked my emails yet. And so here we have aNAi with West, and this is they're apparently a very good team in their 2v2 league. They are number 3 in their division in Europe, so they're pretty high ranked in Diamond. In Diamond. And here we have Svither and MouzKolll. So those of you who know, this is Mouse Gaming. I'm not sure if Svither is with Mouse as well. If anybody wants to post that up, if they know, they can say so. But we're expecting to see a pretty good game here. Hopefully a nice long one. Maybe not too long, since I haven't been casting in a while and I might be a bit rusty, so I'm sorry if I'm a bit slow and if I miss things. And so here we go, getting right into the action. We see his scouts moving in. And here we go, MouzKolll moving in. He's going to try to harass West's building SCV here, which is definitely a very viable strategy. And so let's check what's going on there. And West SCV, no, not able to do anything. This SCV just kind of standing there. I don't know if he's attacking the building or what he's doing there, but he's just kind of chilling out there, not scouting. Oh, he is. Yes, he is now attacking the other SCV, knocking it down. If he destroys this SCV, it could be huge. He's got it down to 15 health. And West bringing up another SCV to kind of help out, and this probe from Svither coming to lend a hand as well. And wow, they take out an SCV. That is a huge hit. If they get the second SCV, that could be absolutely huge at this point. That is a very, very massive hit. Believe me, I forgot how to follow. There we go, now I'm following. They're repairing that SCV. They were able to save it, but one SCV was lost, and a hit like that, you know, for us that are maybe normal players, that I would call maybe being in the Platinum League, a hit of one SCV in the early game isn't so huge, but at this level every little bit counts, and losing that one unit is such a big deal. Let's check the units lost tab and see if there's anything else lost. No, that is the only unit lost so far in the game. Keeping an eye back on the production tab, we see that we have a cybernetics core already going down for Svither. We have barracks as well as a tech lab, so that's the second barracks already down for, who is it? That's West there. So he has his second barracks going down and tech lab going up. I believe that's already been scouted as well, and he is now completely walled off. But MouzKolll is going to try to pop up. No, he's not. He's going to pull back. aNAi is chasing him down with these early Zerglings. Very nice with his early Zerglings there. He's got 4 more on the way. He's got speed on the way as well. But it looks like this SCV is going to pop up here. He's going to probably see these right as they come out. And there he sees 2 more, and he doesn't see what comes out after that, and he gets destroyed. So he sees that there are 4 Zerglings out, which is normally a pretty decent amount that people will pull out in the early game. So he doesn't know if he's gonna be going for more Zerglings for an early rush. He's got 6 out now, and I'm wondering if he's gonna stop that. He does his second hatchery down, which was scouted. And we see this Overlord kind of hanging out here to keep an eye on things, which is very nice. When you're playing in the 2v2s, you know, keep in mind the strengths and the weaknesses of the player you're playing with. And there's a very nice positioning. It gives you a really nice view over here, and that way West doesn't have to place any kind of unit down here to keep an eye on that. And we hear this Reaper here coming out from MouzKolll, coming out to try to harass these Lings, but these Lings very smartly moving along the ledge. They're going to be waiting, and there you go, get off a few shots on that and almost killing that Reaper. And here we have West is tracking down that Reaper, but he's going to smartly pull back as he doesn't want to be shot from the cliff, scaring that Reaper away. And there will be no harass from that Reaper now, but the Reaper very smartly, to still be useful, coming back to this very useful Xel'Naga Watchtower, and is going to see these Speedlings. He sees now that speed has been upgraded. He sees that the Lings are coming out, and he's going to be able to properly prepare and looking and positioning his troops very well at this very nice wall-in. Although I'm not sure if some Lings might be able to get by there. No, I don't think so. No Lings will be able to get by there. And meanwhile, we see that this is, oh, look at this beautiful wall off here as well, with a very nice sentry in the back, able to drop down a nice little force field here and probably hold in some Zerglings between a wall and these wonderful Zealots here. They'll be able to tear them up. And we see that this nice little force of West is kind of pulling up here, while these Lings, even though they're not able to make any attack, they are keeping a very successful map control here. and they're going to move up to try to take these Zelnaga watchtowers, and they're able to do so. And meanwhile, we have a Ling here still, and this is going to be able to take this out. Will it be able to? Oh no, it's not. A very nice play, a little bit of micro back, but now they're bringing the Lings back up, and he's going to be able to try to take this Reaper out. The Reaper's going to try to jump back and forth, but very smart, very awesome play by aNAi, staggering those Zerglings so that the second group of Zerglings made it just as the Reaper jumped down to get away from the first group of Zerglings. Very, very good play from, very strong play from aNAi there. And in this 2v2 game, I'm hoping I'm not missing anything, but it seems like the action is still pretty slow. Just a little back and forth here, but it looks like we do have now a force from west, as well as some Lings, and this is a very good force. We have the Lings to pull up the front, surround the units, keep them trapped. We have Marauders and Marines to shoot over the top of the Lings. This is a pretty strong force right here, and especially if the Lings can come up to spot here, and the Marauders and Marines can kind of shoot up. But this is a pretty powerful force here. We've got for svither, and svither coming out, he's got a decent amount of stalkers now, and here we go. They wall in this first Marauder. They're going to be able to take that first Marauder out, no problem, and meanwhile these Marines and Marauder, they're unable to spot because of these force fields, and look at how many sentries for svither. Very smart. Svither will be able to wall this off until he feels comfortable, and this is the strength of the Protoss in the mid-game, that they are able to wall off against these early pushes that can often come from Zerg and from Terran, and make them better able to tech up and get ready. Meanwhile, we see Combat Shield is going down for MouzKolll, and we see a Spire is almost complete for aNAi, and if those are able to get out on the field right now, that might be huge. Let's check the units tab real quick and see what is on the field right now. We see that, what are we looking at here? We see that West has 20 Marines. Meanwhile, we see only 15 Marines, but 11 Marauders coming out from MouzKolll, and that's huge. Not so strong against the Marines and the Zerglings, though. And but those are some beautiful force fields. Meanwhile, West Force, it looks like the Zerglings were cleaned up handily because of those force fields. And wow, West Force is annihilated as well, having to pull back. And it looks like that aNAi might lose this expansion, but hopefully they'll be able to reinforce this with something. Oh, very nice. aNAi is svither is walling off aNAi's ramp, and he's unable to get his drones up, losing a lot more drones. And now he is definitely going to lose this expansion, and that's a shame. But that is the price you pay for going an early expansion in 2v2. Early expansion, such a huge risk in a 2v2 game. I should have mentioned something about that earlier, because I mean, in a 2v2, when you got to expect that there's going to be some kind of big mid push coming, probably from one side or the other. And if you're the one going for an early expansion, you got to expect that the other team is going to go for that mid push as soon as they spot that. So now they're going to push up, thinking that they definitely have the upper hand at this point in time, which I have to say they definitely do have the upper hand at this point in time. They're going to push up into this base and try to take out aNAi's main, and I don't know if aNAi will be able to do anything about this. He's kind of keeping back. He does have quite a few. Look at this. He's got 8, oh, down to 7. Down to 5. Oh, he is losing all of his Mutalisks. He had so many Mutalisks, and now he's losing them all, but they're coming in to try to clean this up. Oh, and look at these Marines. This backup from West coming in, and oh, very nice play. They were able to pull this out of the bag somehow. It looked like aNAi was about to lose his base there, and he lost all of his Mutalisks, and all of his initial 8 Mutalisks, but West coming in to help clean that up from behind. And while they were focusing down the Mutalisks, the Marines that do so much damage, I've said it before in my other games, Marines just do so much damage, and oftentimes they get ignored for more powerful units like the Mutalisks, but for cost, they do more damage. Marines do far more damage for cost than Mutalisks. In fact, Mutalisks do very poor damage for cost. It's you pay for their mobility is what you're paying for. I mean, they do, let's take a look at them. They do 9 damage per attack, and they cost 4 times as much as Marine, and 100 of that is in gas. And Marine does 6 damage, 7 damage per attack? I can't even remember. It's been too long. Look at that, 6 damage per attack. So you only get 3 more damage per attack. Granted, you get the glaive bounce, but still, for the amount more that you pay, that's what you got to consider. The Marines do so much damage for cost. And meanwhile, of course, the Zerglings do well, but they're not ranged, so of course they need to get that surround. So, but that was an extremely good play by West, coming to back up his opponent, and that's the thing about 2v2. You got to keep in mind that 2v2, it is a team game. You need to play with your teammate. You need to play with him, and you need to back him up, support him when he needs help. And I went for that early expansion, and West went for some early Marine Marauder, and so he was able to support him. He was able to come in with the backup. He quickly swapped to building just Marines when he saw